I'm Martha Holden, Parade Committee.
Cathy Gravel, Parade Committee.
Good morning, I'm Pete McGinn with the Parade Committee.
The parade date is Sunday, October 2nd. We will be running the parade rain or shine.
I think first I'd like to explain why we're celebrating this, our centennial. We've had a series of parades over the past 30 or 40 years, beginning in 1968, when Peabody celebrated 100 years with the name Peabody as opposed to South Danvers. In 1975, we celebrated the nation's bicentennial with another parade. In 1991, the city of Peabody celebrated its jubilee, 75 years as a city. 1999, we had the Millennial Parade, and here we are in 2016, and the mayor thought it was fitting that we celebrate in grand style.
We started meeting last June. We are using the footprint from the previous parades. So we're hoping to duplicate what they have done with many bands, up to 40 bands and floats, and having every organization in the community represented.
We've been meeting for months, and first and foremost, I'd like to thank my co-chairs here, Cathy Gravel and Martha Holden. Great job. And really the unsung hero behind the scenes, Debbie McGregor, who's really kind of the glue that's holding this together. The organizing group kind of at the top, but we've got so many other volunteers behind the scene dealing with all the various aspects of the parade, the logistical kind of support, whether it's parking lots or whether it's first aid or public safety or DPS's involvement with cleanup and how the stripes are going to be painted on the road. There's so many details.
I've taken on the role of float coordinator along with a very talented and capable committee. I'm the person that people would want to contact if they have any questions about entering a float in the parade. It's my job to make it easy for people and make it as easy as possible. I think a lot of people, when they think about creating a float, are a little bit intimidated. It's not quite as difficult as it may seem. We've had some really generous people offer to supply organizations with flatbed trailers, and I think that your float is just limited by your imagination. We have some really creative people coming in, and I think the floats are going to be very exciting. And as Cathy said, we'll probably have 40 to 50 floats. So I think we're going to have quite a varied and great show for people.
I mean, we've got school groups that are getting involved with floats. We've got civic organizations that are involved, really kind of coming up with some creative ideas. Sports groups.
Yep. Peabody Municipal Light Plant, celebrating their 125th anniversary. They're with a beautiful float.
And they've been giving us great support in a number of ways with communication, obviously serving the power needs of the parade.
Of course, the most spectacular float will probably be the Peabody Institute Libraries float.
Or maybe the Peabody Rotary. There may be a little competition.
So we encourage you to participate in our competition because, the more interesting our parade will be. So
The clock's ticking on that, right?
Yes, it is.
We've got a June 30th deadline, which is important. We need to understand who is actually going to be involved, and then it's going to be a tremendous amount of time actually organizing all that. And while that might sound easy, as a practical matter, it's quite involved. I never would have guessed. As somebody who, I've been in a couple of parades, marched in a couple, but I've been primarily a spectator, and I have a whole new appreciation now for what goes into organizing a parade. So we are going to need some time to figure out how this is all going to work and how the various divisions will line up, and getting the communications out to all of those people so that on the day of, it goes off in a very coordinated fashion. So again, the June 30th deadline is quite important. If you are considering participating, please get your application in.
You can find all the applications on the Peabody 100 website, which is www.peabody100.com. There's a whole list of guidelines for the floats. There's some tips to make a float, and the application for both band and floats. Any participation is on the website.
Cathy's been working very hard with her committee to come up with some very exciting marching units and bands, and I think that people will be pleasantly surprised by some of the people that we have visiting us.
We have a couple of bands from the Philadelphia area. We have UNH Wildcats joining us. We have several area high schools. We have representation from the Portuguese and the Greek community. We have brass and jazz and Irish. We have all kinds of bands, all kinds of music. I think everyone watching the parade will find something that they are going to enjoy. We have a Dixieland band playing a lot of patriotic songs, and they will be dressed in red, white, and blue. And we have some military bands and honor guards. We have a lot of interesting entertainment that I think everyone will enjoy.
We should have a great deal of
Yep.
participation by military groups and the veterans, very important part of this celebration. And those that remember 25 years ago, the band that you...
The Aqua String Mamas Band is one of the highlights that was in the '91 parade, and they'll be joining us again.
They were quite a crowd pleaser, so we're delighted that...
Very colorful costumes. Adults will enjoy the music, the kids will enjoy the colors, so it's a little bit of something for everyone.
Ask the patience of the neighbors, because we'll be staging along Washington Street starting early that morning. Again, it's October 2nd. The parade route will start at the corner of Foster and Washington. We'll run down Washington Street to take a left-hand turn going west on Main Street through the square and up to the reviewing stand, which will be up on the corner of Lowell and Foster Street. And the units will disperse at North Shore Road.
And that's the route that Martha described, but actually a much larger area will be impacted in terms of staging and destaging, and in general, on October 2nd, getting around the city is going to be a little more difficult. So anticipate more communications on that. We really want everybody to come down and enjoy this parade.
We also have an after parade event scheduled for Emerson Park.
It's a family event. There'll be all kinds of activities for the kids. There'll be some entertainment up there. They're trying to get some food trucks up there. Julie Daigle is heading that committee up, and she's been working very hard with a group of people to make it an event of itself. And the purpose of it is so that people have a place to go after they've seen the parade go by, and not everyone is trying to leave the area at the same time, and it just continues the fun for the day.
Yeah, Emerson Park is kind of located on the interior of this parade route, if you think about it. Washington Street, Main Street, Forest Street kind of wrap around that vicinity.
I think it's also important that we point out that we'll be running shuttle buses so that people don't have to drive into the center of the city. Those will be running all day, and we will be very clear about directions for people who want to park here, and we'll be offering a lot more information as the summer progresses. I'd like to invite everybody to participate in this parade. We welcome you again. The parade date is Sunday, October 2nd. Please visit our website, www.peabody100.com. It'll be a great day for all. It'll be the best parade within memory.